And we are recording. Okay. First of all, I'm quite chuffed. We've reached 300 subscribers. I know that's not a lot in YouTube terms these days. But you know what? We've done it without any advertising, without any, just organically grown it over the past 5 years. So, yeah. Okay, on reflection, you might say, well, it's a bit shit-hand. But for me, it's a milestone. So thank you very much, all my subscribers. All our subscribers. Ian's in the other room doing his yoga. Oh, and here comes Smurf. Come on then. Here comes the doggy. The wolf bum. So that's what I want to say firstly. Thank you. Okay, so there's a few things I always talk about today. One of them being dog licks. Don't do this at home if your dog's just licked his willy. Or his bottom. I have no idea if he's just done that. Because he came in from the bedroom. Anyway. And let me just put my phone on Do Not Disturb because I hate that. Ugh. Bear with me. 1 second. Do not disturb. Go away, phone. I tell you, back in the day, God, people could not. It's like, we didn't even have a phone in our house. I had an old Bakelite phone that was not active anymore, and I used to whick that around in the garden pretending to ring people. It was really heavy. Anyway, I digress. Okay, what was I going to talk about? Okay. Yeah, I remember the days before being able to do this sort of thing. Oh my God. I mean, this is just phenomenal. Yeah. Because I can talk to people all around the world. Amazing. Yeah. Phones, amazing tool. But, don't they just annoy the crap out of you sometimes? Anyway. So, one of the reasons I wanted to come on here and share something today is because we had hang on, so where are we now? Wednesday, so it was on Sunday. We had a major it was over the whole weekend actually. We had a major breakthrough around the lack system, which is the whole system that we're in. Yeah. I think I posted the video, the lack system, how it all works. Yeah, go and check it out. Yeah, I'll put it up here somewhere. And we had another major kind of breakthrough around the inverted matrix and the AI, which isn't in the. What are you doing? Go on there. If you're going, then go. If you're not, then stay. Children and animals. Go see Daddy. He's doing yoga. So yeah, the AI, which is not in the natural ascension timeline, that's not the chips and the digital everything. Yeah, it's not that. It's not metaverse. It's not any of that. On our natural ascension timeline, which is where we're at. Yeah. The AI is all the programming and all the conditioning, but I'm actually exploring that in my book that I'm writing at the moment. But the kind of the idea being that those artificial intelligences are programs that when we were incarnated, we knowingly came into these dense physical bodies, yeah, with that awareness that we would be running those programs, because that's part of this dense, the inverted matrix. But like I say, I go into it more in the book. So why am I saying that? Because over the weekend, we had this major breakthrough about how that whole system works, yeah. And then yesterday, over the past couple of days, we've been butting heads with the money lack system, the debt money system, yeah. And I suppose for me that's always been challenging. Even I suppose, in my 20s I was single, so I would just fly by the seat of my pants. If I didn't have food, but when you have a family, it's a bit different. So it's interesting, because when we were talking about these systems and how they all fit together, and they kind of get us into a place where we feel that we have no choice but to be in this lack system, yeah. And that's not just to do with money. This is to do with abundance, lack of actually knowing who we really are. It's all designed to suppress, yeah. It presses us, puts us under pressure, yeah. So we'd had this major breakthrough, and then yesterday, where are we today? So we didn't do our walk on Monday because we have family around. And then yesterday we went on the walk, and as we're walking round, so let me know in the comments if you've had a similar thing, yeah, because this is where the collective consciousness comes in, yeah. Major, I can still feel it now, activation around, and when I say heart center, I'm talking about the chakra, heart chakra, but it's like it filled this whole area. It wasn't just here, it was like the whole area getting majorly activated. And oh my God, was I getting stuff off my chest. So Ian calls it boost talk, yeah. Oh yeah, it was like I'd had 4 pints down the pub, and it was all coming out. So if you ever want to do that with someone, set that intention that it's a booze talk, yeah. Obviously you need to explain what that is. So it's just like when you're in a pub and you've had a few to drink, and you just talk about everything comes out, yeah, but nothing needs to be done about it. That's the key thing. So it's just that person holding space for you, so you can just get that stuff off your chest, yeah. Hence why it's called a booze talk. And this was something that Ian's mentor, who's no longer with us, sadly, or not in this realm anyway, something that she came up with. It's very cool, because you know what it is, yeah. So as we're walking the marshes, I'm getting this huge activation here, and it's that classic thing, innit? You think you've done the work, 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 and then boom! You're like, fucking hell. And I'll tell you why it relates to, the breakthrough that we'd had in a minute. So that was all good, and it was feeling a lot lighter here, and it was all good. And then we got a bit further around, and like that, I felt so sick. I was actually, when you feel sick and your mouth fills with water, and you just have to get that water out of your mouth. It was that intense. yeah, which is your solar plexus. That's where that comes from. Oh my God, I was bent double. Like, are we going to be sick? I really thought I was going to say, oh, I don't want to be sick on the marshes. I'm going to have to look at that every day. I can't want to walk past. Oh, it was major intense. And I can't remember the last time I was sick. Because, I mean, the only time I was ever sick before was if I've been drinking, and I haven't. 2016 was the last time I had a drink. So, yeah, that was extremely intense. And even talking about it now, there's something happening there. Don't mind, we're going to be sick. That would start a chain reaction, wouldn't it? So, and as quickly as it came, it went. That's how I know it was an activation, yeah? It wasn't a sickness. It wasn't something I'd eaten. It was an activation. It was energy moving through and activating. That's how you know when something is being activated, yeah? Because it's very quickly, it's energy moving through very, very quickly, which it might trigger something. So for me, there was an activation of the heart, which that had to come out. The booze talk had to come out. And similarly, although I wasn't sick, I was just gushing water from my mouth. It was very peculiar. So something out of The Exorcist. But yeah, that was the second activation, and they follow. Yeah, heart, solar plexus. So yeah, I'd just like to know if you know any of you have, excuse me, I've got a runny nose, have experienced, you know, in the past 2 or 3 days, if anyone else has experienced that kind of very, you know, like mega intense activations through the heart and solar plexus. Because, yeah, I mean, I suppose in retrospect, when I had my Kundalini awakening, that was on the same level of intenseness. And then I used to get little things after that where I used to feel like I was being pulled out of my body. What was the other one I had? So there was Kundalini activations. I was getting, and the heart expansion thing. Oh my goodness. That was a few years ago now. And I used to get it as a kid, and I used to think it was like the walls closing in. It used to freak me out. And you know, my parents weren't the sort of people that you could go talk to about it, because they'd just go, oh my God, she's mad, lock her up. Well, maybe not, but you know, that they were not talkable to people, if you get my meaning. So it's similar, very similar kind of intensity on that. And how it links to what we were talking about. Because we're butting heads, and we will be for a little while, yeah. Because we are butting heads at the moment with that very fixed, static, lack energy consciousness, yeah, which also has the fear and the hate in there, yeah, all those things that we are alchemizing at the moment, because we are alchemizing. That's why they're coming out. That's why it's coming up, yeah. So because we've been butting heads, that's why this stuff was coming up, because when you are walking a spiritual journey and you are trying to let people know that what we see out here isn't real. You know, these physical bodies are not who we are. You know, the whole systems that we plug into, they're not who we are. And we've been doing this for a long time, trying to explain to people that those things are not real. Yeah. Because when we used to teach yoga, it was the whole picture. It wasn't just physical jerks. Yeah, it was everything. And some people got it. Some people got it. And they would implement it and actually go out and create the lifestyle, the life that they wanted. And some of them were doing it years later as well. Yeah. But a lot of people didn't get it. And a lot of people, not necessarily the people that would come to our classes, but a lot of people around where we live, they what they don't understand, they hate. So we were the focus of that hate. Even just walking down the road wearing just, you know, what we liked wearing, we would get shouted at, screamed at by people. It's mental. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. But so when you're walking that kind of path, be prepared. Make sure your shielding is up, because you know, people that don't understand it will attack you. I can pretty much guarantee that. That's been our experience. I'm just pouring my coffee before it goes cold. So yeah, we've been doing this a long time. We've been trying to guide people for many years. And we're still in the same place that we were, which is very peculiar. And you know how frustrating it is where you just keep on keeping on, yeah? And it's like, okay, so you just keep on keeping on. Fucking hell. I guess other people by now would have gone, do you know what? I've jacked this in. But that's, all of us are here to shine light. And I'm not saying, oh, giving love to everybody and again, all that, you know, oh, you must love everybody. Well, yeah, that's not what it's about. Yeah, it's about being the most authentic, divine light being that you can, and that will just automatically ripple out. Yeah, you don't have to do anything. Oh, believe me. Oh yeah, I've been there. When I was training to be a yoga teacher, and deep in a yoga practice, like that was the only thing aside from Henry that mattered. Everything else could just bugger off as far as I was concerned. And I used to go around preaching to people, and used to really piss people off. Oh my goodness. Oh dear. Trying to change people does not work. It really doesn't. Working on yourself to break down all that programming, all those conditions that we knowingly came in to experience, yeah, because that's part of the dense reality that we are in right now. on a level. So one of the things that I came up with, this was last year in one of the, was it this year? Might have been earlier this year. In one of the readings that I did was fluidic thinking. And how you do that, again, I talk about this more in the book, is in layers. So you can take or leave a layer, you can throw it in the bin, or you can go, actually no, that works really well, I'm going to put that in. And when you're in that fluidic state, what that means is, pardon me, you're listening to someone else, i.e. your soul, higher self, whatever you want to call that. For me, I suppose it's your soul, only because I do soul realignment. It makes sense to me that it's the soul that is speaking. By the way, if you want to have a look at what soul realignment is, in the links below, in the description below, there is a link on our website, crystalsrock.earth, and if you go to healing on that page, there's a link that takes you off to soul realignment. It really is incredible, and I've seen people turn their lives around completely, do things that they've always wanted to do, that they never had the courage to do, who have just gone and gone, wow, it's like all of a sudden the way is clear. It's amazing. And I can speak for myself as well, because when I had mine done, it literally changed me over the 21 days, which is the absolute minimum amount of time to make changes in your whole being. 63 is better. 21's is like, you know, you might need to do a little bit more than 21. Most people need to do a little bit more than 21 days, because we have so much of this artificial intelligence, which is the programming and conditions attached to us, yeah, through contracts that you might have made in past lives, through bindings that you might have made, through curses that might have happened to you in a previous life, negative karmic stuff that you carry with you, like a big old fucking rucksack, yeah. So the way I see this, and again I talk about it more in my book I'm writing, the way I see this is, so you're walking along and you've gone through all these doorways, and they're wide enough to take your big fucking rucksack, yeah. And this is twice as wide as you are, this rucksack, yeah, and it's fucking heavy, yeah. But you've learned how to carry it. You've learned how to maneuver with this rucksack on until you get to this door. Now this is a door that you just feel compelled to go through. It's calling you, yeah. But every time you try and get through it, it's like, ugh, you bounce back because the rucksack will not go through. So what do you have to do? You have to take that rucksack off and put it down. You have to. There's no, if you want to go down that road, you have to take off that rucksack. Even if you manage to squeeze that rucksack in that doorway, yeah, you can almost guarantee that at some point that would get stuck. It would get stuck, yeah. So that rucksack is filled with all those attachments and all that, you know, the negative karmic stuff, and let me think what other stuff, yeah, all the contracts, all the compassionate connections, all that stuff, all those other things, all those other institutions that you might have plugged into over lifetimes, which divert your energetic connection to this earth. It distorts that connection so that when you go to create something in your reality, it is distorted as well. So everything becomes a distortion because of those things that we, media, school, education system, healthcare, in inverted commas, all that stuff, which is unnecessary. It is unnecessary. And that's the stuff that we're alchemizing at the moment. That is the stuff that we are, just by being the light beings that we are, the infinite intergalactic light beings that we are. How do I know this? Well, if you've ever had a Kundalini awakening, if you've ever sat in meditation for a decent amount of time, if you have ever activated your light body, if you have ever had or done healing on someone, if you have ever practiced synchro-mysticism, you will know that there is something else behind the curtain that we are looking at. We are looking at the curtain in The Wizard of Oz, yeah? And Toto is slowly pulling the curtain back so we can, oh my God. So that's what that was behind that all these years. Fucking hell. Yeah? So this is what we're alchemizing all this stuff at the moment. And the alchemization is the process of bringing it to the surface so that through fire. So the sun's changed. We have, I'm going to say neutrinos. Increase in neutrinos, which has been activated by the sun, which is, the central sun is part of that whole cycle. So we have an increase in neutrinos, which have been detected back in 2012, 2016. There's been nothing since, interestingly enough. Whether they're keeping that under the radar, we don't know. Neutrinos being what I call the 5D particle. That's what I'm calling them, because they just embody everything that is ascended, and it's fantastic. So how do I know that this stuff is being alchemized at the moment? Okay, so some of you might know that we use the marshes as a divination tool. So we will ask questions, and then we will, be aware when the signs come up. Yeah. So sometimes that's using the trucks, which I do love that. I do love doing that. But it's also just the things that we see. So now, when was that? That was last week. So last week, at the beginning of the week, we saw there was a massive fire on the, I don't know what you call it, on the building site, where they are mineral extracting on the marshes, which for me is just disgusting. Yeah, but that's what local authorities do. That's what you pay your fucking council tax for them to go and ravage the countryside. Nice one. Don't get me started on that. So a big fire. We manifested the fire engine. And so that was put out, and that was fine. And then I think it was a couple of days later, so we're walking along, and so it's rare. What I'm trying to say is it's rare that we see fires on the marshes or even on the horizon. Yeah. So for 2 days, actually no, there was 2 days after that fire where we saw a little fire on the top of like a grassy knoll, on a better word, yeah. And it was black smoke, yeah. And this fire would go, and then as we're walking, it was very strange. So as we're walking near it, the fire died down and the smoke disappeared. And then the following day, we had exactly the same thing in exactly the same place. Big black smoke as we walked near it. Fire died down. Okay, whatever. So the next day, on the horizon, this is very, very, we've never seen this before. Yeah, never seen this before. There's 6 fires, like as we scanned the horizon. So from north all the way around to the west, we saw 6 different fires, big black smoke. And when you get a proper download, because it's a knowing, yeah. It's not I'm thinking about this and this is what it could be. It's a knowing, and it comes like that, yeah. So I said to him, this is the alchemization process. We are being shown a physical representation of what that is, because we create the reality, yeah. So we were seeing that. And what was really interesting is by the time we got right to if these were big fires, yeah, they would have been burning for a long time, and you'd see the smoke for a long time. But by the time we'd got to the end of the marshes that goes then under the road, they're gone. So okay. The next day, so we're walking, and Ian did a little experiment, and he basically said, okay, so if those fires yesterday were what we said they were, what you told us they were, then give us just one fire, just one. So we walked around a little bit more, and as we walked round, there we go, black smoke, confirmation that what we were seeing is the physical manifestation or representation of the alchemization process. So we know that this stuff is being alchemized on an energetic level. You might also start to see, because we've seen a few things actually. We're seeing the positive. I'm also seeing weirdness, yeah, more weird than before, believe me. So we're seeing some of the rubbish that gets dumped on and around the marshes has been picked up. But then what's really interesting is literally the next day, there's twice as much back there again. So what that says to me is when this stuff gets cleared, as it gets alchemized, so literally the rubbish, the energetic rubbish is coming up to the surface, being alchemized by, us amazing light beings, yeah, that's what we're here to do, yeah. We're here to literally alchemize our programming, alchemize our conditioning. That's what we're here to do, yeah. So, and as it's being thinged away, of course, that makes room for more stuff to come up, yeah. That's the ebb and flow of things, yeah. That's the natural order of what happens. You only got to look at a river, and you got to look at your breathing. Your breathing is the same energetic flow, yeah. So yeah, so we're seeing rubbish gets cleared and more comes, and then it gets cleared and more comes. And then we also saw something very interesting, which was the big iron gate at the top of the marshes where the barrier is. So this big iron gate always had a big concrete bollard that stopped it from being opened, so that it doesn't encourage cars to drive up there, yeah. And it had been left open. So there was a bloody film crew there, and they'd just left it. They hadn't put the bollard back, so of course that encouraged you know, ne'er-do-wells to be driving around on the marshes. I mean, you know, I really don't know what goes through these people's heads that makes them think that's a really good idea when you got people and children and dogs. But, you know, robots, clearly. So yeah, we went, it was last week, we walked up there, and yeah, there's actually a concrete bollard either side, so there's no way that gate is opening for anybody. So that was pretty amazing. And then the next day, randomly, yeah, they're walking along and there's this noise behind us, and there's these, I think it was 4 kids in a 4x4. Bit dodgy, I would say. Nicked it, maybe, I don't know, but it was odd. And that's the kind of strangeness we're seeing. It's like, so when you see the alchemization of this energy happening, yeah, what you get, like if an animal is cornered, it fights back, yeah. So it's like, as we're alchemizing all this density, what we see as part of it, yeah, we see the clearing, but then we also see the weirdness, because it's like this energy literally has nothing left, if you like, to fight with. So it just does the weirdest things. A few months ago, Thomas Sheridan was talking about it in his video, when psychopaths go psychotic. If you can find it, go and watch it, because it is fucking hilarious. Oh dear. So when psychopaths go into psychosis, you start to see very weird things. So when this dense energy is being alchemized, some of the things that pass in front of your vision are very strange. So be prepared for that as well. Because this is speeding up from, you know, us seeing the 6 fires to this weird, you know, the 4x4 with the kids in it. Very, very strange. You know, even to, you know, being presented with a seemingly insurmountable wall. Yeah. At some point, there'll be a way to break through or to move around that wall. Yeah. So, yeah, it's like I said at the beginning, you know, hold on. Even if it's by your bloodied fingernails, we've done it before. We could do it again, you know. But what it does is it brings it back here. It brings it back to you, in here, inside, doing that work. And I'm not saying it's easy. It's not easy. It is. We don't know how previous civilizations did this, because it's either not written down or it's hidden. Yeah, we don't know. What we do know is that by realizing our true potential. And I have got another video in the making. It's a self-realization activation, which was part of Sri Mata's teachings that she used to do. So I'm gonna record it. And yeah, share it on here, because it's been really amazing for us. We've been doing it every day for about 2 or 3 weeks now, I think. Quite amazing. So I'm going to be doing that video. You know, and when it comes to the practical stuff, As one of my mentors says, energy flows where attention goes. What does that mean? It means if you put your attention on this cup and you give it your attention, your energy is flowing to that thing. Yeah? You're giving it energy. So as much as possible, only give your energy, your attention, to the things that matter to you. Yeah? Fuck that shit out there. Yeah? Because that shit out there doesn't give a shit about you. Yeah? Local councils, governments, institutions, systems. Yeah? So do you give a shit about you? That's the question. So also I just wanted to add, so I might do like a little like updates on this institution that we're butting heads with at the moment. So I'll keep you updated on that, because it's always good to know the loopholes. Okay. Is there anything else that I wanted to say? By the end of, I don't know if it'll be today, actually, it might be tomorrow. No, it's going to have to be today. Well, by the end of the week. Registrations for lesson 2 of our Witchcraft Basics, Witchcraft 101, Witchcraft for the Curious Novice, will be live. So how we're doing this is we are basically what we're doing, because I created that course back in 2018, I think 2017, 2018, can't remember. And you know, we've gone through more activations, I suppose. You know, we're seeing things with fresh eyes at the moment now and into eternity. So we're kind of putting a fresh slant on this particular course, and we're doing that. So we're doing like in-person teachings here, but we're also incorporating it with Zoom. So how we're doing this is once a month we're doing a lesson, doing it over 13 months, so it's a year. It's 13 months, so a year. It's traditionally a year and a day, but we're doing it a year and a month. And we're doing it by donation. So I think the minimum donation is £20 for a lesson, and we're usually there for the first one was a bit longer anyway, so I think it'll probably be a couple of hours. Yeah. But it's fun. It's fun. You get to learn stuff. We get to have a conversation as well. It's not just us talking. We have a conversation. Yeah. The next, let me see if I can find out. Bear with me a minute. So, bear with me. Actually, I don't know if that's... Oh no, it'd be in there, wouldn't it? Bear with me. Oops. There we go. Okay, so the next lesson is April 17th. So I think what we're actually going to do is we are going to incorporate the two. So we're going to incorporate the in-person and the Zoom together. So it's not two separate dates, it's one date. So you've got on April 17th, we're doing the outer temple. So the outer temple includes Sabbats, nature and you, Esbats, that's moon phases, and then an overview of the inner temple. So that'll be, that's actually stretched across, oh, that's the lesson in May. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. And we love it. We love doing it. So yeah, I'll let you know in a video actually. Once that's up and live, I will post a little video here and the links below for that. But in the meantime, go and visit our website, crystalsrock.earth. We have still got some crystals in stock. We've got readings on there, so if you want card readings, if you've enjoyed the readings I've been doing recently, then if you want a personal one, just come and check out the website. If you go into store or shop, you'll find all the different things in there. Readings, incense blends, although I don't think we've got any in stock at the moment. Oil blends are on there, readings, soul realignments in there, and obviously crystals, because we do love crystals. Okay, I think that's it. So I hope you've got something from this video, and absolutely let me know in the comments below if you've experienced any of those symptoms as well, like the feeling sick, solar plexus, and this expansion in the heart chakra. Yeah, let me know. And also let me know if you've seen any like things that are out of the ordinary, aside from, you know, less people and the silence, because I've spoken about that before, but like new things that you've been seeing that are out of the ordinary, because I'd love to know. Okay, so I'm going to go and finish my coffee. Have an amazing day, and I will speak to you soon. Blessings.